A very pleasant morning and warm welcome to the inaugural ceremony of 6th Wayamba University Research Congress 2021, organized by the Senate Research and Higher Degrees Committee of Wayamba University of Sri Lanka under the theme Sustainable Competitive Advantages through Innovative Research Ideologies. To begin the inaugural session of the Wayamba University Research Congress, it's our tradition to light the oil lamp. To do the honors, I cordially invite Dr. Sanjeeva Boatha, the Acting Vice Chancellor, Wayamba University of Sri Lanka, Senior Professor Kennedy D. Gunawardena, the Keynote Speaker, Faculty of Management Studies and Commerce, University of Sri Jayawardenepura, Professor J.C. Edirisinghe, the Dean, Faculty of Agriculture and Plantation Management, Professor L.D.R.D. Pereira, the Dean, Faculty of Applied Sciences, Professor S.K. Gamage, the Dean, Faculty of Business Studies and Finance, Professor Mrs. C.V.L. Jayasinghe, the Dean, Faculty of Livestock, Fisheries and Nutrition, Dr. I.P.M. Wickramasinghe, the Acting Dean, Faculty of Technology, Mrs. Tusita Kumari, the Acting Librarian, Wayamba University of Sri Lanka, Dr. W.S. Vijay Singha, the Chairman, Senate Research and Higher Degree Committee, Mr. Chitrananda, the Registrar, Wayamba University of Sri Lanka, Mr. Upali Dharmadasa, the Bursar, Wayamba University of Sri Lanka, Dr. Kumar Uluwatha, the Co-Chair, Wayamba University Research Congress, Dr. Asanka D. Dharmavansa, the Co-Chair, Wayamba University Research Congress, Mrs. M.D. K.J. Nirochani, the Assistant Registrar, the Academic Branch, and also I would like to invite one awardee from the audience to represent this great moment. Thank you very much. Now it's my honor to invite our distinguished guest for the head table. I would like to cordially invite Dr. Sanjeeva Buwata, the Chief Guest and the Acting Vice Chancellor, Wayamba University of Sri Lanka, Senior Professor Kennedy T. Gunawardena, the Keynote Speaker of the Wayamba University Research Congress, Dr. W.S. Vijayasinghe, the Chairman, Senate Research and Higher Degrees Committee, Dr. Kumar Oluwatta, the Co-Chair, Wayamba University Research Congress, Dr. Asankadi Dharmawantha, the Co-Chair, Wayamba University Research Congress, and Mr. D. Chitrananda, the Registrar, Wayamba University of Sri Lanka. Dear sirs, you are cordially invited to present at the head table. Thank you very much, dear sirs. Now it's time to salute our university. Ladies and gentlemen, let's rise for the Wayamba University Anthem.
Lanka, Wayamba Disha, Sujata Dharani Tane, Suranda, Sarasavidini Tiape, Arundati, Aruvalesi, Lanka, Arundati, Aruvalesi, Lanka, Kalikal Parakun, Divinana Pahanina, Sumangul Samidun, Tihaviru Adanina, Amakal Ranjit, Wayamba Yasuras, Urumaya Apage, Urumaya Apage, Urumaya Apage. Dunuliya malpala sampata vorandana ketpatu asmanu isurin sapurana nikmidunena daharin aya pubayana mehevarave apage mehevarave apage mehevarave apage Sri Lanka, Wayamba Disha, Sujata Dharani Tane, Surangat, Sarasavidini Tiape, Arundati, Aruvalesi, Lanka, Arundati, Aruvalesi, Lanka, Loka භවය නම් වූ මහගත පෙරලා ඉසිවර නැන සමුදා සදානන් සරසවි මෞනි අපේ නව චින්තනයේ උල්පත් මතු කොට නව ලෝකය වෙත පියවර තබනු විවරණ තුන වෙනවි 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 විවරණ තුන වෙනවි
Thank you very much. So it's our duty to welcome our distinguished guest and all the participants, not only in this audience, but also who have connected with us through our YouTube channel, telecasting this inaugural session. Now I cordially invite Dr. Kumara Uluwatha, the co-chair, Wayamba University Research Congress 2021, to deliver the welcome speech.
Good morning to you all. We, as the organizing team, delighted and pleased to announce and declare the 6th Wayamba University Research Congress. As we all know, orientation towards the research culture by the academia is very much required for the sustainable development of the country, as well as the academic achievements in many ways. Not least, due to global disruption caused by COVID-19 pandemic context, we have identified virtual path for our technical sessions and collected a range of abstract from the combination of our academic, administrative, and our postgraduate students. Our theme, Sustainable Competitive Advantage through Innovative Research Ideologies, was created to leverage the amazing gathering of research-oriented professionals to bridge the gaps and to connect the gaps in new and fresh way. This research congress will provide some valuable opportunities on superior research culture, focusing innovative research that are utilizing revolutionary technologies. On behalf of the Planning and Organizing Committee, first of all, we would like to thank each one of you for joining this Congress. We feel great proud to say that the Congress has been organized by the academic division of the Wayamba University of Sri Lanka. During the last 6 years, while appreciating the service provided by you all, bid a very warm welcome the Senior Assistant Registrar, Academic Division, Hiroshini, and also all the members in that division, and also our parallel co-chair, Dr. Asanka, and all other members supported to us technically and all. While appreciating the continuous motivation given, we warmly welcome the Chairman, SRHDC, Dr. W.A.S. Vijayasinghe, and our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Sajeev Bhavat. And we would like to offer our regards and welcome to all the members who made this Congress in such hard times. In this regard, we warmly welcome our Registrar, Mr. Chitrananda, and our Bursa and all the academic and non-academic staff members in Wayamba University of Sri Lanka. This would not be realistic without the day and night effort of our university members. So we warmly welcome all the academic, non-academic members, academic, administrative members, all. And even though this Congress is the marker of success of our university, it also allows us to meet some of brilliant minds of the country who become the keynote speaker for this occasion. And so we welcome our distinguished keynote speaker, Senior Professor Kennedy de Guruwardena from the University of Sri Jayawardenepura. Finally, all these efforts are to enlighten the research ideas among our academic culture while communicating their research findings to wider society. So we welcome all the participants and researchers who attend today for this Congress. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your warm welcome note. Next, we are going to launch the e-proceeding of the Wayamba University Research Congress 2021 with 76 innovative research papers. I cordially invite Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Sanjeev Bowatta, the Acting Vice Chancellor, Wayamba University of Sri Lanka, accompanied by Dr. Asanka Dharmawansa, the co-chair, Wayamba University Research Congress, for launching the e-proceeding of the Wayamba University Research Congress. Thank you very much, dear sirs. Now I cordially invite Dr. W.S. Vijayasinghe, the Chairman, Senate Research and Higher Degrees Committee, to address the gathering.
Good morning, everyone. Our chief guest, Dr. Sanjeev Bowatta, Acting Vice Chancellor, Wayamba University of Sri Lanka. Keynote speaker, Senior Professor Kennedy Guruwardena, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Wayamba University Research Congress is a memorable event organized by the Senate Research and Higher Degree Committee of the Wayamba University of Sri Lanka to recognize achievements of research community of the university, and it is a platform for disseminating knowledge by the researchers conducted by researchers and the postgraduate students of the university. COVID-19 pandemic struck the society hard. Needless to say, university research was also badly affected. However, compared to the previous year, we can see some sort of progress of the achievements of our scientists. Today, we have more than 75 research articles awaiting to be presented during the technical session. We have a large number of publications in index journals. I am proud to say that some of our members have attained national and international recognition for their research findings. It's noteworthy to mention that some of these remarkable researchers were funded by the university research grants. The research is very important for uplifting the ranking of the university as well as socio-economic development of the country. Hence, I would like to propose to the Vice Chancellor and the financial management of the university to consider for increasing more research and more funds for the university research grants in the coming years. Then we can expect more and more high quality research outputs. Actually, this type of event cannot be organized without the hard work of key figures. Therefore, I would like to thank the co-chairs of Wayamba University Research Congress to have a present day.
Thank you very much, sir. Next, I cordially invite our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Sanjeev Bowatta, the Acting Vice Chancellor, Wayamba University of Sri Lanka, for his words of inspirations at this tremendous occasion. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. And very good morning to all of you. Senior Professor Kennedy Gunawardena, my fellow deans, the chairperson of Senate Research and Higher Degrees Committee and his Research Congress organizers, co-chairs, other academics, other academic and non-academic members, and especially postgraduate students. It's yet another inspiring day for us as the young university, Wayamba, is progressing steadily in different lines. So you are this year amongst the numerous complexities that we face, the health complexity all over the globe, and many other financial and other issues around us. At the same time, this year you have to bear with us that in front of you there is an acting Vice Chancellor, while ironically we are selecting our future Vice Chancellor today itself, possibly an important day for all of us. Let me take this opportunity for a few minutes to appreciate what we have achieved thus far in Wayamba. Now, as we know, we have 16 state universities, of which we are very young, about 20 plus years in our history. Yet, Professor Kennedy, we have achieved, I think, numerous achievements in different lines. Now, research is one of them. I'll leave it for the research giants to explain, but I'm quite certain you are all aware that some of our members have gained international recognition, national recognition, and many others are having local commendations. I'll take a minute to tell you that we have achieved some other aspects also, may be useful for you to share as well. With regards to the government audit system, our university received a clear comment by the national auditing, and only 3 universities received the clear comment. And Sir, Professor Kennedy, sir, your university is one, and our university is one, and one other university. It's a little difficult one to achieve, yet we have achieved. Similarly, in the web rankings, you must be aware that we have come to a certain status amongst 25,000 international universities. We are somewhere in 4,000s over 20 years. That's another significant milestone. I would appreciate that for numerous aspects like teaching, research, and many other aspects. In the national rankings, we are somewhere around 8, 9, 10 most of the time, while we know there are 16 state universities. That's also a significant achievement for us, having a 20-year history, while some of the universities have 100 years or so in the background. So similarly, I'm quite certain that the academics are going on a steady progression in the research line, because the university's outlook will be predominantly, I believe, depends on research, because all the universities are teaching, all the universities are graduating undergraduates, yes, that is the primary role, and all the universities are doing their administrations and other functions. Yes, but the research will take them 1 or 2 or several steps ahead. So that, of course, is the highest appreciation among us. So this gathering today, while having all the health guidance, we are gathering to appreciate and reward the members who have excelled in that field, to give the Wayamba University a few steps ahead. From one aspect being the administration of the university briefly, I would thank and profusely appreciate the members who have gained all these international, national, and other recognitions. Recently, the World Bank held a meeting for the administrators and some other stakeholders and said that the post-COVID period, we don't know when the post-COVID is. I would say let us take it now, that there will never be a post-COVID. It will be a per-COVID. All the time the COVID will be there. So anyway, that period when we are rising from the ashes of COVID pandemic, the World Bank says the research and such aspects, excellence in those lines, will gain the momentum, is the appreciation by the World Bank. So again, today's gathering and this appreciation and the encouragement will be a very timely event. And with all those few words from me, leaving the time for our keynote speaker for his exemplary keynote speech today, I will wind up my small few minutes of address with best wishes for both Senate Research and Higher Congress, its co-chairs and its administrative panel, as well as the researchers who have already excelled. And I wish all the other members who might pursue in the line of research future to have an excellent future ahead. Thank you very much for this beautiful arrangement.
Thank you very much, sir. We have now arrived to one of the important events of this inaugural session. First of all, let me introduce our valuable keynote speaker, Senior Professor Kennedy D. Gunawardena. Senior Professor Kennedy D. Gunawardena is Professor of Accounting Information Systems at the Department of Accounting, University of Sri Jayawardenepura. He is the first professor in Accounting Information Systems in Sri Lanka. He teaches the cost and management accounting, critical issues in management accounting, accounting information systems, artificial neural networks for accounting and research methodology in accountancy and finance for the local as well as international undergraduates and postgraduate students. Senior Professor Kennedy D. Gunawardena is the first ever Sri Lankan who linked with artificial intelligence to the field of accountancy and finance for corporate sector predictions. He has developed new course unit called an artificial neural networks for accounting, which is very popular course among the university students. Senior Professor Kennedy is working as a visiting faculty member of the University of Moratuwa, University of Kelaniya, and University of Colombo in their MBA programs. He has published 9 textbooks in the field of the respective discipline, and also book chapters of the international books comes under his credentials with top rank in teaching and training and research in the field of academia, and over 100 research articles published in refereed journals, conference proceedings, and numerous other monographs. Now, I cordially invite our eminent keynote speaker, Senior Professor Kennedy D. Gunawardena, for sharing his valuable insights. Over to you, sir.
Good morning to all of you. It's a very nice to meet all of you. Dear Acting Vice Chancellor, Chairman of the conference, Dr. Kumara, other organizing committee members, head of departments, professors, senior lecturers, and lecturers. I think we all know that we are in a pandemic and we are in the information age. We're doing a business, we're doing a day-to-day activities through internet. We call Internet of Things, IoT. And we know we all do everything today rather than the 30, 40 years back. Everything we do through internet. That is called e-commerce or doing business through internet. And the whole research agenda today has been changed. In my field, accounting and finance, totally changed because of the new bitcoins rather than the hard cash and rather than the disclosed information, in hard books, we don't do now. The totally change. And we don't believe today the hard cash. And we don't believe today the annual report figures which are published in the various organizations. Things are totally changed. Our research agenda also changing. Just to look at the stock market today, the the whole economy is somewhere else, but the stock market is booming. You can't develop a relationship. You can't develop a correlation based on the stock market data today. Why? The reason, the fintech, financial technologies are more stronger than the traditional businesses we are living. After pandemic, I think we are experienced to know that our teaching mechanism totally changed. We are all still doing online teaching. Some people say it is very, say in my accounting students in my university, in my department, they are happy because they can work in the organizations in the whole day, and even if they don't want to come to university, and our overhead cost is reducing. I think the Vice Chancellor knows that how much the overhead, the other costs are reducing today in the university system. It's a massive. Now the whole environment changing, whole organization changing, we also changing our research agenda also we want to change. We can't talk about the research topic 10 to 15 years what we taught today, or just developing a stock market data relationship, nothing. Just talk about the disclosure practices of the company, their annual reports, that is not valuable today. What is valuable today? You have to do something through internet, with internet, or by internet. Because that is the thing everybody doing today. Can you live 1 hour without your mobile phone? Can you stay 1 hour without a mobile phone? Maybe you can, but mobile phone is ringing. You get the SMS, you get the message. Even your sleeping time also, mobile phone is working on behalf of you. The things are like that. Then why we are like researchers? Why we want to be silent? Why we want to ignore it? We have to do the work with the internet. We have to live with them because people are living, customers are living, organization employees are working with that. We call telecommuting. Everything done at home today, the office work. Then we also want to do same thing in the research field. So my topic today, what I am going to talk to you, the very interesting topic. It's coming, pick up now in the whole world, especially in the countries like Europe, and especially country like Philippines, like our in Asia, like Thailand, and the China and that belt. This is called crowdfunding. Maybe you know, sometimes maybe you don't know that. Why I thought about talking this topic? One of my cousin's daughter is studying in your faculty. She talked to me, Mama, can you give a research topic to me? Because I am working with the crowdfunding nowadays with ADB consultant. Then I said, do a topic about the crowdfunding. Then she went and talked to the respective lecturers. They said, first time I heard about the crowdfunding in your faculty members. I thought that it's better to talk to that topic to you. That's no problem. Even my university also, lecturers know very few of them that topic. But there's a big market in crowdfunding topic. But history also there. You remember that Dr. Amaradeva, one of the famous singer. People who collect the small money, those days in 1940s, and sent him to the India to the Bhatkand exams. He got through and came back. And that is the way the crowdfunding in locally we started. It's a small money. We gather in from the large crowd of the people and giving that money to the respective people who wants to do the businesses. I think Dr. Kumara, you remember in our A-level time, he's very junior to me, but I know him very well at the university system. In 1980s, 70s, 80s, 90s, even 2000 also, we still talk about that The capital issue, the small and medium enterprise, they have a big issues about the working capital or maybe the capital. They don't have adequate capital. That's a very common thing. Everybody talking today. Still the 40, I think 3 or 4 decades, we are talking about the capital issue. The traditional banks are totally, unsuccessful sometimes. If any bankers are there, please bear me, right? But still unsuccessful to fund into your companies or organizations or people who need some money to do the business. That's a big issue. The crowdfunding is a platform today. It's through internet, through social medias. You can give your idea. Your proposal you can submit through the system, through the web. There are organizations, websites. Then the website owners, they evaluate the proposal and and spreading to the whole world. Then people will fund you. Who likes to your projects, who wants to do the projects, they fund in you. There are different kind of crowdfunding methods. I will talk to you. Then automatically you can collect the money. In Sri Lanka at the moment, we are in a currency issue. One of the very good example to get the money. I have a very good example. One of my students, they had a good idea, very good idea to start the business, but no money. But knowledge is there, the initiation ability also there, and skills also there, but no funding. And when they go to the bank say, you don't have any collateral, or you don't have any land or mortgaging, anything. How can I give the money to you? That's the bank in reply. Then they are really dissatisfied. Then I said, okay, good idea. You have go to the crowdfunding and try. Then in Sri Lanka, we have few crowdfunding platforms. They have given the proposal to that crowdfunding platforms. It's the internet-related crowdfunding platforms. And within 4 hours, one of the world best crowdfunding platform we call Kickstarter, that is in United States, and UK also have branches, they contacted them. We are happy to give money to you, but unfortunately, your country is not recognized to fund into us. That's the answer, the Kickstarter said. Because Sri Lanka is not recognized under the international money transfer. I think due to this all, you know that now happening, all these black monies and everything is, money laundering is going on. There are highly restrictions. That's the one reason we are lacking with certain funds to our country. Then what happened? Then I said that law is that we have to be silent. But the students are really smart. They're really smart. I always say that the smart students, sky is the limit. Sky is the limit. There is no limit to them. They can go in their career in the different field. They have contacted the friends who are studying in Australia. Can you believe that? How smart them. The students, I think a lot of students, I think your cousins, everybody now, most of them are studying and working in Australia. They contacted them. Australia is a recognized country to the Kickstarter to fund it. The students launched the project in Australia through their friends. Within 3 hours, they told me, I already checked the figures, they have collected $50,000 for their projects. Automatically money came to their accounts. They started the business. There are rules and regulations are there. They have to follow that all accounting system, methods and all. But the money came to Australia. They are doing a business here. I will show you the video and I will show the exactly honest voice cuts to you today here in this forum. What you can do for your students to be entrepreneurs, to do the businesses, you have to enhance their skills. I think the Wayamba is one particular area, a lot of projects are working and people are doing a lot of businesses. I know in the Kurunakal area, there are a lot of contracts. I have those places. right? I think that this is a one way your university, you can start the crowdfunding center. Recognition is there, right? Very easily the crowdfunding center, right? And then you can facilitate, you can be a middleman, right? And you can help whole area, in this area, people who wants to do the business and get the funding. There are different kind of a crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is a method for obtaining project funding by soliciting contribution from a large group of people, especially through online community. That's the definition of the crowdfunding. This is not a very new concept to the Sri Lankans. But I said Dr. Amaradeva is the one. But before that, even temple, churches, mosques, small money, they have a large buildings, large whatever the lands and everything they can gather. The small money, it became a big amount. And people don't worry also. You no need to worry about stock market indicators. The inflation rate is very high, interest rate is very high. No need to think about that. No macro data work for a crowdfunding. There's no relationship between the macro data and the stock market, right? And the macro data, no need for a crowdfunding. Those who are interested, some are giving money free, grant, nothing expecting. You're also giving money for certain people, you don't expect anything, maybe 100 rupees, but how many people? 100. The gathering money. Some are expecting a revenue or maybe interest or rewards. Likewise, type of crowdfundings are there. This is a go-forward concept today. Very popular in Norway and Scandinavian countries and Europe. They have a laws. In Sri Lanka also we have a kind of a law. Under SCC they have recently changed the bill. Under bill there are certain closures. Crowdfunding is accepted platform in Sri Lanka. The Malaysia, they are doing a lot of business in crowdfunding. The so-called traditional banking system have a lot of issues in future. Especially these crowdfunding platforms are getting popular. The Kickstarter is the one of the, I think you can go and check the internet. That's another platform. Over billions of people who get connected to the Kickstarter and funding to the people. Especially Europeans. Giving $100 to your projects is nothing for them. And they're not expecting reinvestment, dividends or activities, they don't need it. Maybe many people like that, easily you can get connected. The only thing is a law, rules, regulation, very essential. Otherwise, kind of issues can be happen. Kickstarter is specializing in creative projects such as films, games, art, and technology. That's the nature. Nobody like to give money for traditional businesses right now. Traditional businesses quite out. People are challenging. They are looking for a challenge in business to invest, or maybe they have some idea like what will happen. They want to know that whether it will work or not, success or not also. Testing. People like to give money. But that is nothing from their pocket, lot of money, like stock market to invest. Now, you can see here Kickstarter, $850 million pledge by more than 5 million people, funding more than 50,000 creative projects at the moment. More than 500 crowdfunding platforms available everywhere in the world today. How does it work? There are some organizations or universities in foreign countries, they have a website, they're creating a website. And people who are having ideas, new ideas, their proposals, they will send into the platform. platform is operating by the bank or maybe universities nowadays in foreign countries. And our university also, we are going to establish one. You also can establish a center for that, because Wayamba is a very potential area to doing a business, developing a money, developing new ideas. And the proposal comes, you evaluate the proposal, you can charge money if you want from the proposal charging, and then you present the proposal through website and it's connected to the social medias. Then people get the idea, and who are interesting, they are funding to you. Funding to the platform owner, funding to the university system. And from that, you can give the money to the owner or who wants to do the business. There are kind of platforms, kind of methods are there. Equity crowdfunding is the one you want to transfer the ownership, other than the crowdfunding, that means like a granting, freely giving gifts and all, that is no need ownership. Equity crowdfunding, the ownership having who are funded to the organization. This is the crowdfunder specializing in business or startups, crowd riser, the players, fund charities, and some other organization. And quickly, there are some words are there, funds for investors, right? Invested in, right? That means community. And Indigo is another very specialization crowdfunding platform. Crowdfunding, the history in the literature says it's starting from crowd source. Crowd is people get together for a certain ideas, giving a money to some person. Now it's a very common, right? Now from that, I think the historically get connected to the crowdfunding. Types of crowdfunding you can see here, there are mainly two, there are a lot I think. Donation-based crowdfunding. You don't expect anything. It's a donation, you forget it. In Sri Lanka, we have a lot of young people doing a business through donation-based crowdfunding and Crowd Island there, right? There are so many websites locally available for crowdfunders. Easily can get the money. Cost of capital, what you talk about the financial management, very less. Doing a business through crowdfunding. And United States have a law, in the Europe also have a law to protect the investors through crowdfunding and the money laundering activities and all we have to, because money from where money comes to you, we can't identify. Those kind of rules and regulations are there through law, but in Sri Lankan law, is still coming under the crowdfunding, coming under central bank supervision and SEC, Security Exchange Commission. Right? Under their new act, the new recently 2020 act, there's a clause, everybody can go to the crowdfunding. And investment-based crowdfunding, that is what I said, you have ownership of that particular organization. Right? Ownership, you have a particular organization, and you will get a dividend, you get a part of the profit, right? And that is, you have to do accounts, right, the owner, and all accounts reports are in the internet, through internet, you can verify that system is there. Now, the process is this, if you want to start a crowdfunding platform in your university and doing a research in the crowdfunding, right, those are something very new to do. I think Dr. Kumar Uluwathage knows me very well. I am a cost accounting lecturer in 1980s and 90s. I did cost and management accounting in my university. Then I got opportunity to go to the PhD. I also went to the PhD program to do the something related to the management accounting. Then the foreigners who are there, all professors, they said, Kennedy, that your topic is not viable for 10 years or 15 years a period in the world. The management accounting is rise and fall today. And somebody argued that, I think the Uluwathage's research paper I read several times, he said that accounting is a figure, nothing done, that is not important, right? And something else, you remember that your papers, you always criticize so-called accounting methods. But I'm not going to criticize the so-called accounting method because I am accountant and fully qualified chartered. Then I fear about my membership. Then I'm not going to criticize the so-called accounting, right? The membership is little worth to me still. Then what I said, there are so many challenges are there. Then everybody said that you have to change the field to computer science. My God, I'm a commerce graduate. I did my first degree business administration, University of Srijanapura. I don't know anything about the computer in that time. Only overhead projector we have, we put the slides and teach. That's the method we did in long time back. Even PowerPoint presentation also, we are not in such a skillful in that time. Then these people, those people said that, okay, you have to change the all status to the computer science. Then I didn't have any course units. Then they have offered several course units in the field of computer science, artificial neural network, AI, and many, many related things. But as a business graduate, I have a little bit background of the mathematics, good. Then I did, and I followed it, and I completed the programs, all necessary course units. But hard time. PhD is a hard time. You remember that my hair all lost, I think, right? Those days, Kumar knows that I have a lot of hairs. I'm a lot of attractive rather than right now, right? Anyway, the PhD make me a different mold, but giving a new ideas. I have started my career as a PhD student after finishing coursework within 1 year. I took 4 years to complete my PhD, not the 3 year, because I had to complete the computer science course unit. Then I did artificial neural network. That's the field I have selected. That is totally the AI part. I think people who knows here, they know that it's a machine learning. It's a machine learning. Then I started to study it and did my PhD and completed several research papers according to their guidelines and came back to my university. Once I came back to my university, they recognized me in my accounting department. You are a MIS guy, you are not an accounting guy. What happened? Now I'm accounting lecturer, accountant by professional and teacher in accounting, but they said your PhD is artificial neural network. This is something MIS related. Okay, you can teach MIS. Then I started to teach MIS. I need a job. Then I have changed the MIS to AIS, Accounting Information System. Because survival purpose I did, then Accounting Information System became a very popular. Then after that I have developed another course in its artificial neural for accounting. It became a highly famous in that time, and chartered institutes and all professional institutes also called me for a presentation. Now it's a trend in the world. AI and blockchain, Bitcoins, those are all fintechs. Financial technologies have a big industrial revolution with the technology. The lecturers can change. That's what I want to tell you. We are dynamics. We are not a static. Same subjects we teach several years, that's not a lecture. Or same subjects we add in new things, that is also not the lecture. The lecturers are totally dynamic. When the environment is changing whole industry, you have to absorb the new things and you want to study further and you have to improve your field of study. Even HRM, people analytics are there today. People analytics are the new. People skills you have to identify through internet and through computer mechanism. Things are changing. We have to get that changes quickly to our knowledge. Then we want to translate to the students. Take me as example, just like I did commerce. Most of them are here in the management faculty knows that, right? And came to university, did business degree. then after that became a computer person. And we have a lot of application skills than the computer scientists having. They're good in mathematics. We are good in mathematics, application, and how to address the real issues in the businesses. That's what you all can do that one very easily. We'll see in crowdfunding further. The crowdfunding, it's a give forward mechanism. There are some websites you can find out offers suggestion. Not only the giving of money, some funders who donate the money, they're not stopping that one. They're giving consultancy also to you free of charge. And their experiences also they are sharing with you. And even you have some issues, you can talk with them. This is a two-way process. Even bank also not giving advice to you today. Once you get the money from them, obtain the loans from them, they fear. Right? The banks fear to give advice. The advice get in failure. Then the people say you are the responsible for that. Actually, crowdfunding is much broader than the two-way relationship and many relationship with the funder. Something funder, nothing get. The investor don't want anything from you. Now this is the world, right? And developing everywhere today. And in Sri Lanka also, we are working with the projects in ADB to introduce the crowdfunding platforms through SCC. And SCC is going to recognize the crowdfunding platform from the university sector and the other organization also, right? Because everybody want to make this popular. That's a good research area to you to do rather than getting stock market data and develop a relationship between two things, develop a correlation. Who read it? Who use that information, your research papers? I have done several research papers to stock market. No one read our stock market, our analysis. No one. They are using different techniques to do the stock market analysis and buying and selling stocks. Not in our research skill they use. Those are only few academics are reading. And our students, we by forcefully give in to them to read and do the research. That's the thing finally happened. Right? But you have to do something to the community. I think most of the lecturers are here, young lecturers, I can see them. Right? Something very really needful to the practical environment. And we came from community. Our job also to help to the community. If we can develop the business community to start their own businesses and live, that's a great merit you are doing. That is a great job also we have to do. Sometimes stock market, there are 5,000 richest people in Sri Lanka, and out of them also, there are 30-40 people who managing entire stock market. That's the reason now happening nowadays country, the development is little less, stock market is booming every day, every week. How that can happen? All printed money goes to a few of them, they do the business very well. They invest the money in stock market, the booming, and another day go down. I'm also doing stock market, always in my accounts are there, and through internet we can do the business today. That especially finance students or finance lecturers, accounting lecturers, our research area last 30-40 years limited to the few group of people. We have to go beyond that. Now is the time to go to the society, because society, community expecting our knowledge. We know that the capital is a big issue to the small and medium enterprises. We want to help them. And traditional banking system last 2-3 decades, they got failure to do that. Then what is the other options we have? The one option is crowdfunding, right? But within the proper manner, if we can do, that's really work. The website, very essential. And social media, very essential. Social media is highly influential mechanism today to change the people attitudes, change the people ideas. Politicians, they use very nicely all social media activities. And in researchers also can start the social media to disseminate their knowledge, research stories. Maybe because your research paper can read only scientific readers only. The layman can't read your research paper. Then you have to create your research paper, convert it to the stories. We call layman style stories. Then there is a big market in social media to disseminate your all findings to the community to do some businesses. But just relationship is not important. More than that, we have to do that. And there are things, I think, fundraising coaches are there. Some people are helping to the fundraising. And some people can't write the proposal, but idea only their mindset they have. I can give one good idea. 5-6 years back, no more than that, I think 10 years back, I think one student came to my to meet me at my university official cabin. Can I talk to you, sir? Yes, I said yes. Okay, you can. I asked that what purpose? So I want to get small advice. I said, what purpose? I want to do the business. Okay, good. I got passed out the degree, but no classes, nothing. I just complete the degree. Now I don't want to go to work in the company. I want to do my own business. I asked that, you have any business idea? No. You have money, you have a capital? No. Then I said, in Sri Lankan system, you don't have money, you don't have a good idea, then you can't do the business. Then find out any kind of a job, government organization or private organization, leave. And later you have to think, no. So I really need, you can help me. Then I said, only one option you have. Leave the country. Very sad, I am telling, right? Because I have to give some advice to my students. That's our job as a researchers, as a lecturers, as professors. Leave the country, go to some other country, work, earn money, save the money, and while you are working there and earn the money, study some new concepts, new technology, new methods to do the business and come back and to the Sri Lanka. I don't like to name the company's name. It's one of the best bakery industry in Colombo suburb. When you're traveling in Open University side, everywhere you can see that bakery companies are, the bakery branches are there. One of the students, he went Saudi first, earn money, and study how to do the bakery products in a more technological oriented way. Came back with money, with technology, started the business, very successful, today having a network. The idea is what you can give to your students. Now it's a big trend. That's what, in doing business, we are not alone doing, we need a networking. The networking. As a lecturers, we have to develop the network into them. Otherwise, we are just readers. That is what your main objective. You bring the professionals here, you bring the guest lecturers here, you bring the businessmen to your faculty department and getting this. What is the purpose of that? This whole developing a network. That you are developing a network, that network worthwhile to your students. Now we'll see, there are some fees also charging because you are giving service as a crowdfunding platform. If you are maintaining, you meet in both of the group people as a middleman, the investor and the company owner. You meet them both together, right? And helping to the both sides. And then fund also you transfer to the relevant person. Then you have to charge some fees because the cost is there for every aspect. The Kickstarter is very important. Here you can see donation-based crowdfunding is not prohibited in Sri Lanka. A lot of donation-based are there, all temple, churches, mosques, you can find out. Reward-based crowdfunding means you help and you're expecting some reward from them. Maybe suppose that some musicians, he want to produce a CD. You help and giving of funds to them, you get a CD as a free of charge because you already given the money. You are not expecting any dividends or part of the profit, nothing. Lending base is an interest you are expecting. That is very popular in Philippines and Indonesia. And equity base is the one, I think, SCC. You have to go to the rules and regulations are there for equity based crowdfunding. That is the ownership also transferring. We need a research in this field. in Sri Lankan system. Still we have challenges a lot, but the challenges are there mean you can do research. Something no challenges, no opportunities, you can't do the research. Then this is a good field and lot of scholarships everywhere, and the world is leaving, especially this with this internet era, these are the good businesses. There are different sectors, public services, educational resources, people doing a lot of type of, kind of crowdfunding mechanisms today. What I said, this is more than money. Crowdfunding is more than money. Advice, experiences. Some richest person who are living in the Australia, nothing to do, but they love to talk to you because they are kids, they don't talk to them. They are quite old, but through internet, they link with you and giving a little money also to you and giving their ideas also. Can you believe that the people, how nice in this world, what we think people are very bad in the world, but it's not the truth. People always nice to the others, right? That is the culture. In Sri Lanka can do a lot, I think, if foreigners can do more also. Crowds of support, it's a network effect. Sometimes you can't sell the products. You can't sell the products, they help into you. They're giving ideas, networking, and distribution channels, right? That kind of relationship also. Universities really, I really thought that Dr. Kumar, who contacted me several times, I think, capturing me is very difficult. I'm also a little busy. Always, I think, around 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, after 9, after 10, he called me. Kennedy sir, මොකද කරන්නේ එහෙම මෙහෙන් ඉතින් පොඩ්ඩක් කතා කළා. I know that what is his comment. Then he said that conference is there, this one there, this one there. Then I talked to him lot of times. Actually, I didn't have any idea to talk to you very beginning. I don't like to so-called my research paper, where I did relationship, where I did regression. I know those are everything you knows, and it's a very boring to you. Then what I talked to him, then after I talked to the Wayamba Development Commission and all kind of things, have a lot of ideas, lot of businesses and all, then I thought it's good. If something you can do as a project in future, the crowdfunding platform or a center or your university and helping to the whole areas, maybe it will be great for you. I think the Vice Chancellor can be very happy to develop such a things, right, in near future. This is innovations, high relevance ideas, always new ideas coming through crowdfunding, especially young people are, they are living with computers, internet and all, therefore high audience. This is a power to the people, and power to the people is very important through crowdfunding. Many, in locally, I went through a lot of crowdfunding, who got the money through the crowdfunding and started the business, renewable energy businesses, computer related, software development related. Those are still popular, right? And some school, Montessori type of businesses also there, right? But more in something new, relevant to this. This is what I want to talk to you, some videos and other kind of things I will share with you. Contributors are there, that should be the public, then the crowdfunding platforms, maybe organizations who maintain the website and meeting people together, right? In equity crowdfunding, you want to register with the SEC, right? And project developers, that means the ideas who have some kind of things also linked to this one. This is always get connected one-to-one. Then the community members, other citizens who are coming under the contributors, intermediary facilities, the finance. Now you became a stock market now. Say the Wayamba University start the crowdfunding center, you became a stock market. You meet in like investors and owners of the money, right? You have to develop your constitutions and all to cater for that, because University of Colombo doing business, University of Borotua doing a business, Jayawardenepura also doing a business. Why you? Maybe you do, I think I don't know that one, right? Maybe it's not a business, it's a helping to the community, in your area especially. Renewable energy projects, developers are, those new things are really solar power and all kind of things are very popular today. There are few case studies I would like to share with you. You can listen few. One is Magic Bit, that particular organization, how they have developed and their products and all. I will talk to you. Another one, my students and my team of university. I have some few students who are interested with me and following my research ideas. And they have interviewed various entrepreneurs about the crowdfunding. You can listen to them. And then we met the SCC staff member, right? SCC, Colombo Stock Exchange Commission. They are the people who are all funding relationship, everything, rules and regulation, the bylaws, everything is introducing. We met them and discussed with them. You can listen their voice cuts and their videos. You can get the reality of this method. I need a kind of a help to. It's working or not. Can you double check?
Much more important than so that is from the industry, and Aniruddha, myself and Asaranka, we were batchmates from University of Morocco, and so that's how we started this journey of magic. Yeah, now we have worked, now after the graduation, we have worked in the industry for like 7-8 years up to now. And we have done some projects in Sri Lanka related to Internet of Things, robotics, electronics, that area mainly. So we have been successfully doing business in that area, and we have worked in the corporate sector as well. So that's how we came to this area as well, and we thought promoting the technology in the community is much more important than developing technical solutions for the industry. So Magic Bit is actually a tiny computer which can be programmed to create different innovations with technology. Basically, it's a learning tool to learn and practice robotics, Internet of Things, electronics, and programming, and actually the platform where you can learn about these smart innovations very fast, very easily, and cost effectively. So we got this idea as we were working in the industry. We wanted to make sure that everybody get the knowledge about technology and everybody get an opportunity to learn about technology more easily. Especially we think that since the technology is transforming very rapidly, even the non-technical people have to learn about technology, like because in the near future, I think people in the other sectors like farmers or doctors or even musicians will need the technology more than just the engineers. So that's why we thought of developing this sort of a tool.
Yeah, I just go to the SCC's idea due to my time constraints. I think almost I passed the given time. We'll see what SCC's ideas about this.
Doing this, we have also secured technical assistance from ADB. So we intend to work with those consultants and get their consultancy inputs and develop a proper framework. So as of the current regulatory approach, that's where we stand right now.
Okay, actually. So as of now, I think then the regulations have not been implemented and it's still on the draft stage, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So what sort of areas that you are mainly focusing on, actually? Is it related to money laundering and other fraudulent activities that could occur through crowdfunding, or do we have like any other aspects being covered?
When we are coming up with the policy and regulatory framework, Dulaj, we have to look at all those aspects. So currently we have identified key policy considerations, especially in terms of platform operators, and to have a proper criteria to get issuing companies to channel their funding through this platform. And then in terms of investors, what are the safeguards that we need to put in place. Now, if you take platform operators, we need to come up with the proper criteria, eligibility criteria, like having required capital adequacies, and then in terms of IT infrastructure, where they need to have proper safeguards to make sure that their systems are safe from cybersecurity threats and other IT-related threats. So likewise, we need to stipulate minimum standards and requirements that they have to adhere. And in terms of the issuing companies also, in order to make sure that investors are well protected, we need to have minimum disclosure requirements, and then minimum criteria when we are assessing companies who are eligible to come through this platform, like, looking at the previous experience of promoters, and then previous track record of those companies if they are available. And then going forward, the future plans that they are intending to implement. So likewise, we need to come up with the framework or a methodology in basically screening those companies who would be utilizing this platform. And then in terms of the investor side also, we need to take a policy decision whether we are going to allow all types of investors to invest through this platform, or whether we need to restrict this only to qualified investor category. Now, this is mainly because usually startup companies have higher risk than to already established company. And because of that, now ordinary typical investor may not have that sophisticated knowledge to, evaluate possible risk associated with startups, so that they may end up in losing their money. Whereas in terms of qualified investors, they could better, evaluate the risk profiles and take a well-informed investment decision. So in that sense, we need to take a policy decision whether how we are going to safeguard interest of those investors. So likewise, now we need to actually strike a balance between the regulation and promoting this kind of framework, because we don't want to have a very stringent framework, whereas there won't be any incentive for startup or small companies to come through this platform. Because now, if you look at our existing listing regime also, it's relatively, those requirements are not possible for a startup company to meet. Because of that, a lot of startup companies, they are unable to come to capital market to raise funding. So actually, that was one of our motives to facilitate this kind of initiative, so that we will have proper balance between regulatory aspects and promoting this kind of platform in going forward. So that's where we stand as of now, Dulaj.
Okay, thank you, Takshira. So in related to this one, do you refer to another like a crowdfunding based country like Norway or the Scandinavian countries, because they are like doing this crowdfunding in a very high level? So are you referring to the regulations that they have implemented, or is this going as a whole new process?
That we have looked at Malaysia and Thailand,
Okay.
where they also have minimum requirements in terms of now investment limits. They have stipulated minimum investment limit for investors. And then for platform operators also, they have introduced minimum requirements. So currently we have mainly looked at those two countries, but we intend to, to look at other countries, as you mentioned, to get better understanding on the regulatory framework they have put in place. Now, since we have already secured the technical.
Right. Thank you. I think it's quite a big discussion. I think that everything is available with Dr. Kumara. You can collect from him all recordings and study or read. It's a really rich data. The people, what they talk, their discussions, those data are highly accurate. That is their ideas, rather than the figures available in the annual reports. Annual reports we distort. We know as accountant how the figures are comes, how the figures are changing, and all kind of things. We have a highly knowledgeable about that. Don't think annual report is a Bible, right? When you talk to the people and get the data, highly rich data you can use for your study, that can be really important for your career. I think at last, I think the time is fine. I think I have used maximum time you are given to me. And I would like to talk to you more. More discussions are really necessary. If you want, you can ask any kind of questions. I would like to help you. But remember, this is one of the good opportunities to the Wayamba University, right? Start a center and help in this area as a crowdfunding platform. It's a pickup in now. It's a good time. Once you started right now, maybe next year in this time, you can really launch the project. Thank you for listening to me. I think, thank you very much. And who invited to me, especially Dr. Kumar, is a friend of mine. We were together at most of the places. At Colombo University, I met several times with him. And thank you very much for all professors, senior lecturers, and Dr. Aminda is my buddy always, my good friend. And always I'm talking to him every night and talk to him a lot of things. Anyway, thank you very much for all of them. Dear Vice Chancellor, thank you very much. You treated to me very well, and in your office room, you met me like a past known person like that. He's a very friendly Vice Chancellor, acting Vice Chancellor. I think he talked to me like a known people, like a merchant level, long time period. He thought that he knows me. Like that, I think, very grateful. You're all very nice people. I'm so glad to meet you all. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your valuable insights at this great occasion. Once again, I would like to invite our keynote speaker, Professor Kennedy D. Gunawardena, for a few minutes, sir. I would like to invite Dr. Sanjeev Bowatta, the Acting Vice Chancellor, Wayamba University of Sri Lanka, to hand over the token of appreciation to our eminent keynote speaker. Thank you very much, sir. Dr. Sanjay Bowatta, sir, you are kindly requested to remain at the stage for a few minutes. I cordially invite Dr. Kumar Uluwatta, the co-chair of Wayamba University Research Congress, to provide the token of appreciation to our honorable chief guest at this great occasion. Thank you very much, sirs. Now we have come to the another important task of this session, which is recognizing and contribution made by our very own academics in the field of research and development. To give away the awards, I would like to cordially invite Senior Professor Kennedy D. Gunawardena, our valuable keynote speaker, accompanied by Dr. W.S. Vijay the Chairman, Senate Research and Higher Degrees Committee. Firstly, awards for the publications in index journals will be presented. Let me invite our valuable researchers in alphabetical order, starting from Dr. A. Pallegedara. Professor K. D. P. Gunathilaka. Professor K. D. R. Silva. Dr. Kumari Ratnayaka will accept the certificate on behalf of the Professor Silva. Dr. Mrs. R. A. N. Ranatunga. Senior Professor K. P. Vidhanapathirana. Professor Mrs. G. A. K. S. Pereira. Dr. Mrs. R. A. R. Prabodhini. Professor Mrs. P. I. P. Pereira. Professor Mrs. N. S. Kotearachi. Professor M. D. S. T. De Cruz. Dr. G. A. H. S. Chaturanga. Dr. Mrs. M. S. F. Sirasa. Professor Mrs. C.V.L. Jayasinghe, Professor D.P.S.T.G. Attanayake, Professor K Agandavala, Dr. Miss P.U. Espires, Dr. Mrs. D.R. Gimhani, Professor Mrs. J.M.J.W. Jayasinghe, Dr. W.M.H.K. Vijayanayake, Dr. N.W.B.A.L. Udayanga, Miss J.K.W.N. Subhashini. Thank you very much, sirs, for your valuable cooperation. Next, we have faculty level research awards. To give away the rest of the awards, I cordially invite Dr. Sanjiva Bowatta, the Acting Vice Chancellor, Wayamba University of Sri Lanka, accompanied by Dr. W.S. Vijayasinghe, the Chairman, Senate Research and Higher Degrees Committee. Next, it's the time to award Most Outstanding Young Researcher Awards 2020 at the faculty level. The Most Outstanding Young Researcher Awards at Faculty of Agriculture, Plantation Management goes to Dr. Mrs. D.R. Gimhani. The Most Outstanding Young Researcher Awards at Faculty of Applied Sciences goes to Dr. E.A.C.P. Karunaratne. The Most Outstanding Young Researcher Awards at Faculty of Livestock, Fisheries and Nutrition goes to Dr. G.A.H.S. Chaturanga. The Most Outstanding Young Researcher Awards at Faculty of Medicine goes to Dr. Mrs. R.A.N. Ranatunga. Now it's time to award the most outstanding researcher awards 2020 at the faculty level. The most outstanding researcher awards at Faculty of Agriculture and Plantation Management goes to Dr. NWBAL Udayanga. The most outstanding researcher awards at Faculty of Applied Sciences goes to Dr. A. Pallegedara. The most outstanding researcher awards at Faculty of Livestock, Fisheries and Nutrition goes to Professor KDPP Gunathilaka. The most outstanding researcher awards at Faculty of Technology goes to Mr. Kesavan Manoharan. Next, we have the most outstanding young researcher certificates of merit. Let me invite in alphabetical order starting from Dr. Mrs. R.A.N. Ranatunga. Dr. Miss P.U.S. Pires. Mr. Kesavan Manoharan. Miss J.K.W.N. Subhashini. Next, we have the most outstanding senior researcher certificates of merit Let me invite in alphabetical order, starting from Professor Mrs. G.A.K.S. Pereira. Professor K.D.R.R. Silva. Dr. A. Pallegedara. Senior Professor K.P. Vidana Patirana. Professor K Agandavala. Professor Mrs. P.I.P. Pereira. Professor Mrs. C.V.L. Jayasinghe. Professor Mrs. J.M.J.W. Jayasinghe. Professor Mrs. N.S. Kotyarachi. Dr. Mrs. R.A.R. Prabodhini. Miss S.A.E.C. Vijay Singh. Dr. Mrs. M.S.F. Siraza. Dr. Mrs. D.R. Gimhani. Senior Professor C.A.N. Fernando. We are now going to award the most prestigious awards of the Wayamba University Research Congress. Wayamba University Research Awards for the most outstanding young researcher. The medal and certificate goes to Dr. N.W.B.A.L. Udayanga. Wayamba University Research Awards for the most outstanding senior researcher. The medal and certificates goes to Professor K.D.P.P. Gunathilaka. This is the time for awarding 5 special awards for the eminent researchers who are making a glory to Wayamba University of Sri Lanka nationally as well as internationally in the field of respective disciplines. Let me cordially invite Professor K Agandavala for the great achievement in discovering 3 new plant species to the world. Professor, we would like to hear some few words from you at this glad occasion.
Thank you very much and good morning. Actually, we were able to discover 3 new plant species in 2021, and all these 3 plants belong to the genus Laginandra. All are aquatic plant species. First plant we named after the Wayamba University of Sri Lanka as Laginandra Wayambe. Then the second plant we named after the country as, so this is the Laginandra Wayambe. The second one we named after the country as Laginandra Sri Lankensis. Then the third plant we named as Laginandra Kalugalensis. All these 3 plants are endemic. That is, they found only in Sri Lanka. And according to the IUCN guidelines, all these 3 plants are categorized under threatened category. And if you look at this genus, all these 3 plants have a high potential to in the aquarium plant industry. So it is our duty to protect these plants because illegal collections can happen. People can illegally collect these plants in large numbers, and these plants are occurring in only 1 or 2 locations, so highly threatened category. And this research team comprised with myself, then Mr. Indrakrila Madola, both from Wayamba University of Sri Lanka, then Senior Professor Deepthi Akandavala from Department of Botany, University of Peradeniya, and Dr. Senani Karunaratna. And I am happy to mention that we receive initial funding from a Wayamba University Research Grant. Then thereafter we receive funding from LPTA Plantations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor. Next, I cordially invite Professor Anoma Chandrasekhar for becoming the top 2% scientist in the world with keeping Wayamba University of Sri Lanka name to the list of top 2% scientists in the world. Dear Madam, you are cordially invited to express few words at this remarkable occasion.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure, and I feel very honored to be at this podium today because there are two main reasons for that. Because I am on the eve of celebration my 25th work anniversary in this university, and I'm really happy because I took the name of Wayamba University of Sri Lanka to the list of top 2% scientists in the world for 2 consecutive years, 2019 and 2020. So I did all these things with the great strength from the Wayamba University of Sri Lanka. And when I thought about my long journey, I can see some basic factors. One is I focus my research to the area I got my expertise. And I never stopped the passion for research, whatever the obstacles came. And the other thing is I want to be target oriented. Maybe it's a product, maybe it's a service or a piece of knowledge to the country. I always wanted to share what we found with scientific audience as well as general public. And I was able to make good collaborations with people. So I want to thank for the organizers and Wayamba University of Sri Lanka for recognizing this achievement. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear Madam. Next, I cordially invite Professor M.D.S.T. Cruz for the great achievement in discovering the first ever jellyfish in Sri Lanka. Professor, you are cordially invited to express few words at this glad moment.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to thank the Wayamba University for recognizing our study. And this study was mainly done by myself and one of my PhD students, Krishan Karunaratne. He's also a product of Wayamba University. Our study was funded by the National Science Foundation. They provided the funding based on the competitive research grant we provided to the NSF. So we had been collecting the samples for the last 2 years, since 2018. So when we came across this new species, we found this new species in 4 areas of the country, basically southern coast area and eastern and northeast area. So we thought of naming it, honoring the Wayamba University, because by the time none of the species has been described by the Wayamba University, being a new university. So we went for the Wayamba name because there wasn't any other name for us, because simply I have gained a lot of things from the Wayamba University for the last 15 years. And also my co-investigator Krishan is also a product from Wayamba University and also reading for a PhD in Wayamba University. So thank you very much for recognizing our work.
Thank you very much, Professor. Next, I would like to invite Professor C.A.N. Fernando for the achievement of the award for the support scheme for supervision of research degrees awarded by National Science Foundation. Unfortunately, Professor C.N. Fernando was unable to participate this event due to unavoidable official arrangement. However, let's congratulate him for making a glory to the Wayamba University of Sri Lanka. Then I cordially invite Dr. R.G.S. Vijayasekara for the achievements of gold medal for the innovation entitled on environmental friendly horticultural plugs and silver medal for the multi-purpose hybrid solar dryer awarded by Toronto International Society of Innovations and Advanced Skills in Canada. Dr. Vijayasekara, you are cordially invited to express few words.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I thank Wayamba University and Wayamba University Research Congress to giving this special assessment for my invention. So I have been participating inventions and innovation exhibitions national and international level during the last couple of years, and I have received national awards and also international awards on invention. So I always develop some invention based on the requirement of the industry. So I especially invented all my inventions using my own money, and also I always train our students. So many students during last couple of years they participated national level and also provincial level and national level invention exhibition. So I always want to motivate our students because invention is very important for our national economy, and also they can achieve so many achievements developing some new things to our country. Thank you very much again.
Thank you very much, sirs, for your valuable cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, the Wayamba University Research Congress is the output of everlasting hard work, commitment, and efforts that was persistent over time. Before making the end note, I would like to invite Dr. Asanka Dharmavansa, the co-chair, Wayamba University Research Congress, to deliver the word of thanks.
Good morning. Dr. Sanjeev Bowatta, the Chief Guest and the Acting Vice Chancellor, Senior Professor Kennedy Gunawardena, the Keynote Speaker, the Deans of the Faculties, the Directors of the Units, Academic Staff Members, Invited Distinguished Guests, Administrative Staff Members, Presenters, Authors, Postgraduate Students, and Non-Academic Staff Members. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Organizing Committee of the Wayamba University Research Congress 2021, it's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this great occasion to all who extended their invaluable support to the success of the event. On behalf of the Organizing Committee, I thank Dr. Sanjeev Bowatta for being with us in this morning amidst his busy schedule. Thank you for your continuous support and encouragement to make this event a success. I must also mention my deep sense of appreciation for Senior Professor Kennedy Gunawardena for being here with us today. and sharing his valuable thoughts with his immense experience. Thank you, sir. I also wish to express my gratitude to Dr. Susantha Vijayasinghe, the Chairman, Senate Research and Higher Degrees, and the committee for their continuous guidance, support, and encouragement at every point of the time in organizing this event. I wish to thank all of our invitees, including the deans, professors, head of departments, members of the faculties, the librarian, and the directors and their staff who help us in various ways. I would like to convey my thanks to the registrar, the bursar, assistant registrars, maintenance staff, and especially Ms. K. Niroshini, the senior assistant registrar, for the enormous support they extended. I also add our junior staff members and non-academic staff members here, and I appreciate the support given by them. Also, a big thanks goes to Dr. Upanethliyanarachi, the director, ICT Center, Kuliyapitiya, and his team for providing us with the required facilities to stage this event successfully. Also, let me express my sincere gratitude to all the reviewers and session chairs who immensely help us in producing a high quality event outcome and make our vision a reality. I would also like to thank all the authors for choosing WRC 2021 as the platform for publishing their valuable findings. An event of this dimension cannot happen overnight. It requires meticulous planning and execution. We received tremendous support from our organizing team. I appreciate them for giving an excellent coverage right through the whole program. I cannot thank everyone enough for the involvement they have shown and the willingness they have expressed to take on the completion of tasks beyond their comfort zones. Thus, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I want to state that I am grateful to all who have helped us in many ways to make WRC 2021 a huge success. Finally, I appreciate all the parties who extended their support, but I couldn't mention by name. I thank you all for being with us on this special day. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. As we have now arrived to the conclusion of the inaugural ceremony, there are a few announcements to be made. The organizing committee wishes to invite you all for the refreshments which are arranged at the Student Center located in front of this auditorium. The technical sessions will be commenced by 2 p.m. via online mode. 76 research papers at 9 parallel sessions, and you all are warmly welcome to attend the respective research sessions. Finally, congratulations to all the award winners and wishing you all the very best and success in your future endeavors. Now, it's time to salute our motherland. Please rise for the National Anthem. Thank you very much for being with us. Have a pleasant day and stay safe and healthy.